Hello, welcome back for episode number 2 here of this mini-series here at Blackpool. We have had a fantastic start to the season. After that draw against Sheffield United, we beat Burton on penalties, won all that finished there. We then drew 1-0 with Sunderland, and then we have smashed Preston 4-1, Watford 1-0, and Stoke 3-0. Goals from that game against Preston in what was somewhat of a local derby. To follow, I won't say we dominated the game. We were better in XG. We almost doubled them in XG. Garbett with the ball in. Curtis Davis heading at the near post for the opening goal of the game. Garbett slung ball into Lavery. Ball over the top for Yates. Took it down. Well, just chipped it, over the goalkeeper. 2-0 within 20 minutes. Preston got one back. Brown, Evans got to the goal. Got to it ahead of the goalkeeper, and Rees had a simple job of just tapping it into the empty net. Third goal for us. Yates picks up the ball into Virtue, ran past his man, and it's a great finish across the goalkeeper. 4-3-1. The next goal, ball over the top. Yates getting there first. Keeper was in absolute no man's land, and Lavery calmly finishing from just inside the box into the empty net. 4-1 victory there for us. Gabriel played a 5.9. I'm slightly worried about how he started. And then we had a 3-0 victory in the Carabao Cup against Stoke, which means that we've been drew against Liverpool in the third round of the Carabao Cup, which is a nice little start. Again, a game that we dominated here. 2.8 on the XG, 3 goals scored. Connolly down the right-hand side here, putting the ball in. Lavery with a simple tap in from inside the 6-yard box. He then got the next, less than a minute later, Dougal with the ball over the top. Lavery getting there first. Great control, great finish. 2-0 there. And then the icing on top of the cake with 15 minutes to play. Virtue into Yates. His switch ball out to Dreher, who finishes it across the goalkeeper first time. 3-0. Couple of good results there. And then now in today's episode, we're going to start off against Birmingham. We've got Swansea, Bristol, Wigan and Liverpool. Big chunk of games to play today. And hopefully we can have a good run of form. Get into this opening game. Maxwell in goal. Back three of Thornley, Davies and Ekpiteta, Garbett on the left, Gabriel on the right, midfield trio of Ward, Connolly and Stewart, and Lavery and Yates playing up front. Let's go. Gardner into James, Bakuna, challenged by Thornley. Lavery now lays it back to Thornley, into Lavery again, who's dropped it. Ball to the left hand side and Garbett. Can he beat his man towards the byline? He does get to the byline, crosses in, Friend heads it away. Connolly will pick it up into Stewart. Stewart now back to goal, into Ward, hits a shot from distance just over the bar. Etheridge is coming long every time, and Birmingham don't seem equipped to deal with the long ball over the top because it's just coming straight back. Ball over the top. Yates has spun Friend into the box. Yates past the goalkeeper. 1-0. Jerry Yates. What a finish. Beats the goalkeeper at his near post. He just spun the defender. I think it was Friend. And it's 1-0 inside 20 minutes. And it's been coming. Maxwell's long ball over the top. And Yates, just spins Friend as he jumps for the ball. Brilliantly done. 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper. Under a little bit of pressure. Beats him at his near post. It is 1-0. What a start here. Ekpiteta inside the Birmingham half. Gives it to Gabriel. Stewart now. Gives it to Lavery. Is he onside? He finishes brilliantly. The flag has stayed down. It is 2-0. Half an hour gone. And what a time to get that second goal. We have dominated here in the first half an hour. And we have now got the second. Ekpiteta had space. Gave it to Gabriel. Took a touch into Stewart. And he just fires the ball into the path of Lavery. Great first touch to set himself. And across the goalkeeper. 2-0. Corner kick here. Garbett with the in-swinger with his left foot. Bully. Ekpiteta hits the woodwork and cleared away. Garbett again with another corner. Puts it in. Ekpiteta this time heads in. And Marvin Ekpiteta makes it 3-0. And the game is sealed here. 10 minutes into this second half. Ekpiteta with a header at the near post from Garbett's corner. Great header. Hit the woodwork just moments ago. This time he hits the back of the net. 3-0, and this is a resounding victory here as Garbett has a throw in on that far side into Lavery. Back to Garbett. He's got space to run into on this left hand side. No Birmingham play going towards him. Puts that ball to Ward. Squares it across Yates and the shot is blocked. And that was a good chance there. We have been absolutely dominant here. Hour gone. 3-0. Stewart now lays it back to Gabriel. Gets the cross in. Lavery heads in. 4-0. 7th goal of the season for Shane Lavery. And this is just getting better and better and better. 4-0. Connolly back to Gabriel. He gave it to Stewart. Gave it back to Gabriel. He managed to get the cross in, and Lavery backing away from his man heads in. 4-0. Ball whipped in towards the far post. Ekpiteta off the woodwork. Smith with a corner kick out swing. Ekpiteta gets up, hits the woodwork again. I think that's the third time he's hit it now. Garbett down towards the byline. Gets back on the front. Nitcham goes below the back of him, and it looks like it's going to be a red card here. No, it's not Garbett. Quick free kick. Yates hits the woodwork. And I thought there was going to be a sending off. I thought that's what the highlight was. But it was a quick free kick, really well worked. And Yates probably should have scored here. Inside half an hour, it's still 0-0. And their formation looks very, very narrow. You've got the two central midfielders and the two attacking midfielders, both centrally. You've got the wing backs on either side. Wide centre back on this side. It just looks a very odd formation to look like on paper. And we're going to go into half time here in the second game of the episode, 0-0. Husband with the throw into Medine. Both substitutes linking up there. Dreher into Stewart. Ball through to Medine, who smashes it in. Gary Medine makes it 1-0. 18 minutes to play. What a finish that is there. Fired in from the inside left channel. Husband with the throw into Medine. He touched it back to Dreher. Cutting field, gave it to Stewart. He fired it through the gap. And Medine was onto it. Past the goalkeeper. 1-0. What a finish there from the substitute Gary Medine. Into stoppage time here, a game which we have dominated on the stats. It's a free kick about 25 yards out. Smith will take this now. Centre a goal, over the wall, into the top corner. Matthew Smith off the bench. Both substitutes grabbing goals here as we win the game 2-0. 4 minutes left of stoppage time. And this is a lovely free kick into the top corner. Keeper got nowhere near it. And 2-0. Again, we've dominated on the stats. It hasn't been very eventful in terms of highlights, but we win. We move into the top two, and what a start to the season this has been. So Leary fires that long, but everything that gets fired long with the three centre-backs, we are mopping up nicely, and James with a mistake there. Carvalho, James looks through for Naki Wells, who finishes it past the goalkeeper. Brilliant finish. Bristol lead here. First chance for them. Inside 7.5 minutes. It's 1-0. It was a mistake from Reece James. Tried to go in field. Carvalho cut it out, gave it to Corbinu, into James. His through ball for Naki Wells. Got there first, and it's a great finish. Maxwell probably should have done better, but it's Bristol City 1, Blackpool 0. De Silva, outswinging corner. Closer with the header, and Tim Close makes it 2-0. And it's our first real poor game here. Not playing well at all. In a drop of break here, half an hour in, and it's 2-0 to Bristol. Header at the near post beats us, and we haven't been our usual selves today. De Silva now with plenty of space on this left-hand side. Over the halfway into Semenyo. Wells for Semenyo. Semenyo finishes it 3-0, and we have been cut open here by this Bristol City side, who have been absolutely dominant. It's our first game where we've really struggled in terms of stats as well. Just haven't been able to turn it on today, and with 20 minutes to go, it's 3-0. Baconson in the centre circle. Wells picks up and after the challenge into Carvalho. Carvalho from distance, and that just about sums everything up today. 4-0, 10 minutes to play. Carvalho smashing one in from about 30 yards. First ever Bristol City goal, and this run of form has come to an abrupt end here today at Ashton Gate. They've absolutely smashed us today. We have a free kick though as James puts that in. Connolly heads in at the far post. Callum Connolly gets a modicum of respect back for us. Our first real chance of the game as well. Bristol City 4, Blackpool 1. James with that free kick towards the far post. Connolly gets up free. 4-1. It's been a poor result for us today. We just haven't shown up, and it has finished Bristol City 4, Blackpool 1. Naylor down the line to Keane. Keane infield, looks for Edwards, who just run through. What a save from Maxwell, keeping it out, and it's still 0-0. A great save by the goalkeeper. Smith with the ball towards the far post, and headed in. Kevin Stewart makes it 1-0. A header at the far post. Matt Smith, free kick from the near side towards the far stick, and Stewart heads in, and our first real chance of the game, and it's 1-0, and we make those set pieces count yet again. Keogh over halfway now. Infield take Pateta. Ball over the top. Is Lavery going to get there? He does get there, and it's a great save by Ben Amos. Really good chance. And Lavery, as well as he has started this season, had a good chance, and it's a good save by the goalkeeper. And the ball in, and Thornley scores, and Matthew Smith gets his second assist. He just walks off to celebrate on his own, and Thornley gets the second goal. It's another set piece, another header, and it's another wicked ball in from Matt Smith. And what a header that is from Thornley. 2-0, half an hour on the clock. Smith looks into Medine now. Can he go past his man? Has to go out to Husband on the left-hand side. Husband drives towards the byline. Can he get the crossing? Pulls it back for Smith. Back to Husband. Ball in, and Medine, and he's kept out, but the second attempt goes in, and Gary Medine off the bench to score his second goal of the season. Fantastic work. Just inside an hour, it's 3-0. Really well done on the left-hand side here. Husband drove towards the byline. He pulled it back for Smith. Took a touch. I thought he was going to cross it in, but he gave it back to Smith. The ball in. Medine with the header straight at Amos, but it fell back to Medine, who had the simple job of tapping it into an empty net. It's 3-0. 3-0. Absolutely dominant there. Stewart, Thornley and Medine off the bench to get the goals. Everyone turning in great performances. Maxwell playing an 8 as well in goal. Fantastic. And it's another victory as we go to the dressing room. That sounded everyone who wrote us off backtracking. And what a performance it was. We know our abilities and we thought we were great, so very happy. We are third in the table, bouncing back from that 4-1 defeat against Bristol. Sheffield United top with 20 points. Blackburn in second with 19, and we're in third with 17. It's a great start to the season for us. Last game of this episode at home against Liverpool as Diogo Jota heads in from a Mo Salah cross. 1-0, 3 minutes on the clock. We are, after this episode, going to play through a bunch of games. We're going to come back for the local derby against Blackburn and play through a chunk of games there. That is towards the end of October, so we're going to play through a chunk of games there from the end of October into November, maybe 5 or 6 yet again, as we try and break this up. Obviously, I don't want to get too far behind as we get into the week. Obviously, we're Tuesday now. Don't want to get too far behind and have us having to play through too many games off camera, as Gabriel gives it to Curtis Davis, ball over the top. Yates gets there first, no one's on him, and Yates equalises, and Bloomfield Road will be absolutely buzzing here. 7 minutes in, Yates gets the goal back, and it's 1-1 7 minutes in. Gabriel took a touch, he had a bit of space, the pressure came, gave it back to Davis, and he just clipped it over the top of the defence. Yates took it down, 1-1 with Keller, and he beats him at the near post. It's 1-1. I mean, you realise when you play an attacking formation against Liverpool, no matter what Liverpool side they're going to be putting out in this game, it's going to be a bloodbath of a game both ways, because I feel like we can score goals against anyone at the moment, as we've just shown getting that goal. It's Alexander-Arnold through for Diogo Jota. What a save from Maxwell, keeping us in it here. 10 minutes in, it is still 1-1. And it's headed in at the far post. The corner kick came in and it's an own goal. Matty Virtue was the man to head it in. Chamberlain's ball in went all the way to the back stick. Everyone missed it and it hit Virtue actually and ended up in the back of the net. It's 2-1, 10 minutes in. Curtis Davis looks forward for Virtue. Headed away. Chamberlain looks up, ball over the top. Darwin's going to get there first. Darwin Núñez through, scores. Darwin Núñez gets his second goal of the season. 3-1, 25 minutes in. What you would expect as well. We're going to encourage, we're going to keep attacking. We're going to try and see if we can get goals. Like I said, this is probably going to be a bloodbath of a game. 3-1, 25 minutes in. Salah with the ball over the top, headed away by Curtis Davis. Konate into Davis, lays it back to Jones. Thiago from distance. 4-1. What a finish. 2 goals in 2 minutes. 4-1. And maybe this is going to come back to haunt us a little bit here. Maybe we're just going to drop a little bit cautious, I think, because otherwise this could be double figures the way things have started. Smith with his free kick, ball towards the far post and headed in by Curtis Davis. It's 4-2. And since we've gone cautious, Liverpool have created nothing in terms of highlights. And we have had the first highlight of this second half, and Curtis Davis heads in. Great header at the far post. It's 4-2 and this looks respectable now. Curtis Davis, Gabriel now. Infield to Smith. Gives it back to Curtis Davis. Looks long. Will Lavery get there? Konate wins it. Picked up by Connolly. Through for Lavery. 1-on-1 and finishes Shane Lavery with his 8th of the season. 10 minutes to play. It's 4-3 here. And we're not going to be able to steal something here, are we? Surely. 4-3 here in a game that looks more respectable than it was. We're 4-1 down inside half an hour. It has finished 4-3. We'll be back for that Blackburn game. If you've enjoyed today's video, please leave a like on it. Subscribe to the channel. I'll see you next time for episode 3.